Well, there must be a God somewhere. Late in the night, I hear music in the air, in the hold on just a little while longer.
How many of you voting for Hillary?
Hold on just a little while.
You don't have to raise your hands. I do not blame you for wanting a female president. But that's a wicked woman. Now, listen, you can vote for her, but vote for her with knowledge. She can be sweet, but so can you. And you know when you're sweet but playing a game. All of a sudden she know about Trayvon Martin. All of a sudden. The boy been dead nearly 2 years. Now she's talking about him like she met the mother and these white people, this is Satan. And you fall for that crap. Most of you that went to jail for having a little blunt in your pocket, they arranged that, the Clintons. Mass incarceration came about under the Clintons. Don't forget that. They call my young gangbangers super predators. And Black Lives Matter put it to her. She didn't know how to handle that. Call you a super predator that has no conscience, no sensitivity, like you a dog, you an animal. We got to bring you to heel. You, my young brothers, this is what she said about you. And she didn't just say it. It became law and policy of the U.S. government under Bill Clinton and her wife, his wife, and now she's apologizing. But apologizing can't bring back the broken families. Apologizing can't bring back those that have been destroyed in prison life. Apologizing! She, in her person, orchestrated the destruction of Libya and the killing of Muammar Gaddafi. Gaddafi was my friend. He was my brother. She lied. he was going to kill all his people. No, he wasn't. He was just going to kill those rebels that America seized on their dissatisfaction, made a counter-revolutionary move, and then used it to bring NATO in to bomb and destroy his air defense, and then moved to kill him. Now Libya is a failed state. All the refugees fleeing out of Syria, fleeing out of Libya, fleeing out of North Africa is because of policies of the government of the United States of America and her specifically. Now, when they release all those emails that they haven't released yet, it'll show you how she maneuvered our president. And maybe you won't think so well of her when you see how she talked to him. White people don't talk to black people. I don't give a damn what position you got, like you the boss. They always talk to you like they're the boss. Well, the only way you'll ever be the boss if you come and submit to Allah.
According to some, it's about protecting civilians.
And our resolve is clear. The people of Libya must be protected.
Others say it's about oil.
The only reason they're interested with Libya is about the oil. You think we'd be in Iraq if the major export there was broccoli?
But some are convinced intervention in Libya is all about currency, specifically Gaddafi's plan to introduce the gold dinar, a single African currency made from gold, a true sharing of the wealth.
It's one of these things that you have to plan almost in secret, because as soon as you say you're going to change over from the dollar to something else, you're going to be targeted. There were two conferences on this, one in 96 and another one in the year 2000, called the World Mataba Conference, organized by Gaddafi. And everybody was interested. I think most countries in Africa were keen.
Gaddafi didn't give up. In the months leading up to the military intervention, he called on African and Muslim nations to join together to create this new currency that would rival the dollar and euro. They would sell oil and other resources around the world only for gold dinars. It's an idea that would shift the economic balance of the world. Countries' wealth would depend on how much gold they have, not how many dollars they trade. And Libya has 144 tons of gold. The UK has double that, but 10 times the population.
If Gaddafi had an intent to try to reprice his oil or whatever else the country was selling in the global markets and accept something else as a currency, or maybe launch a gold dinar currency, any move such as that would certainly not be welcomed by the power elite today who are responsible for controlling the world's central banks. So yes, that would certainly be something that would cause his immediate dismissal and the need for other reasons to be brought forth for removing him from power.
It's happened before. In 2000, Saddam Hussein announced Iraqi oil would be traded in euros, not dollars. Sanctions and an invasion followed. Some say because the Americans were desperate to prevent OPEC from transferring oil trading in all its member countries to the euro. A gold dinar would have had serious consequences for the world financial system, but may also have empowered the people of Africa, something black activists say the US wants to avoid at all costs.
The United States should welcome the self-determination of Africans. They certainly have denied self-determination to Africans inside the United States, so we're not surprised by anything that the United States would do to hinder self-determination of Africans on the continent.
The UK's gold is kept here in a secure vault somewhere in the depths of the Bank of England. As in most developed countries, there's not enough to go around. But that's not the case in places like Libya and many of the Gulf states. A gold dinar would have given oil-rich African and Middle Eastern countries the power to turn around to their energy-hungry customers and say, sorry, the price has gone up and we want gold. Some say the US and its NATO allies literally couldn't afford to let that happen. Laura Emmett, RT, London.
You know, the last thing Dr. King said to me before he was murdered, Martin said, you know, I sit here deeply concerned that I suspect we are leading our nation on an integration trip that has us integrating into a burning house. Most of the politicians I know of make promises only to walk into the places of power and then deny us. I guess part of the reason I'm here is to really look through the ravages of the Democratic Party and see if anything is really worth salvaging.
Welcome, Senator Sanders.
If you line up Martin Luther King's social policy, there's only one candidate who lines up.
Sanders is the symbol for all that is right in this country.
He's an honest guy. He's one of the main people I think that really has a platform to really tell the truth to the people.
Bernie Sanders is bringing up a lot of issues that need to be dealt with.
The corporate media has been unfair to him.
We have some special guests joining us this morning. Senator Bernie Sanders and rapper and friend to the room, Killer Mike.
Yeah. Mike's like his #1 shooter.
If you work 40 hours a week, you should not be in poverty. That's why I'm here.
People are scared to go to the doctor because the bill will be so expensive.
We as a nation have a moral obligation to have universal health care. He is a champion for civil rights.
Ending a bullshit drug war. Making sure our children can go to college.
And ladies, we want our whole damn dollar.
When you have an opportunity to tell two black girls to shut up and get off stage and you don't, and you shake their hand and you smile and you step to the side and you listen, that is a firm difference from turning around and staring at a little black girl and saying, shut up, I'll talk to you later.
I want to know how you feel about somebody calling you their firewall. You have to earn the black vote. You don't own the black vote.
If I can find a picture of you from 51 years ago, chained to a black woman, protesting segregation, and I know 51 years later, you're willing to fold your arms, hold your head, and listen to two black girls yell and scream, rightfully so.
My life matters!
As opposed to someone who will tell you to shut up. As opposed to someone who will tell you later when it comes to your children dying in the streets.
Erica Garner, the daughter of Eric Garner, who died in a police chokehold, is supporting Sanders.
Cornel West hitting the campaign trail for Senator Bernie Sanders.
The only one running without a super PAC. The only one that ain't got all them big billions of dollars behind him.
Bernie Sanders is not just talking about it. He wants to walk. If we can abolish slavery in this nation, if women can get the right to vote, universal health care can happen.
Spike Lee is throwing his support behind the Vermont senator.
Tuition-free college can happen.
I'm not here to talk about a dream that we think is unattainable, so we settle for less.
This is no time to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism.
The cause is right, and the time is now.
That's why I've endorsed Bernie Sanders.
Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time.
Senator Sanders is the best option that we have in the race.
He is a champion for civil rights and social justice.
When Bernie Sanders took that step to say, we need to address police brutality, in my opinion, that just speaks volumes when it comes to being courageous and being bold.
We make our history right here this moment.
The Bernie Sanders campaign is the love train. We spend more money in this country to keep folks in prison. Why can't we invest some of that money to educate folks? Get in on the movement.
Black Lives Matter.
You can feel the burn. Don't you feel the burn?
Enough is enough.
Is enough.
Is enough.
And thank you, sir.
Oh, that was rich.